If you're a young couple, income that is reaching 14,000, should you buy a PLH? What if when you get to sell your PLH, nobody wants to buy your house? What is going to happen? So if you plan to buy a PLH, which is our prime location housing, this coming month, I have 5 deal breaker reasons why you should seriously consider before you pull the trigger. Let's go. So first thing first, imagine you are a 26-year-old couple, just graduated and wanting to find a home. Will a PLH be your top choice based on the location and the conveniences? So let's break it down for you. I believe you already know the number one reason, which is the 10 years wait. So what's the big deal of 10 years? I can wait 10 years because I'm young. But if you are a 26-year-old couple, plus the 4 years construction, it will be 14 years before you get to sell your resale PLH. So by then, you will be 40 years old, and we don't know what is going to happen for the property market 14 years down the road. Imagine if you're going to upgrade to a private condo on an EC. You're only able to borrow a 25-year-old loan. So think about the property price in 14 years down the road. Will your savings match the condo price? That's number one. Then number two, what if in between your MOP years that you are able or financially able to upgrade to a private condo, even when you are able to pay the ABSD, you are not able to because your names are stuck in the HDB and you have to fulfill the full MOP before you can buy another private property. So it is not about the weight that matters, it is about the opportunity cost in between the 10 years that you want to upgrade, you want to further duplicate your asset, you are held back by this MOP. And now we need to add another 5 years to your original 5 years MOP for the typical BTO. The second one will be the subsidy clawback. Currently, it's priced at 6% for those PLH, that prime location housing. So 6%, it doesn't sound like a big deal, right? But actually, it's not 6%, it's actually 8%. Okay, let me explain. Firstly, you need to know what is called a resale levy first. For a long period of time, there is this thing called resale levy that is applied for those second timers who is buying a new BTO again or a new EC. But what is the difference? A resale levy is only applied if you sold your first subsidized house and you buy another subsidized house. So if you buy a resale HDB or a resale EC, it doesn't need to have a resale levy. But what is the difference between a subsidy clawback? A subsidy clawback is even when you sell your resale PLH and you never buy a BTO or a new EC again, this subsidy clawback will be immediately applied before you get your proceed back.
What?
And by the way, it's not 6%. Like I mentioned earlier, it's actually 8%. Why? Because you need to factor in the 2% agent fee that's helping you to sell. So 6 plus 2 will be 8. And this 8% will be minus off from your profit. And then, how much do you need to mark up before you can sell? And number 3, initially I thought this would be the deal breaker because as we know, within the MOP period, we cannot rent out the whole house. We only can do room rental. And many people has not know about this or never pay attention to this, is that for resale PLH, even after the wait of 10 years, you also cannot rent out the whole house.
Huh?
Yes, you hear me right, whole house.
Huh?
You are only able to do room rental. Forever. Okay, let that sink in a bit. And I would say this is a smart move by HDB to make sure that this PLH category or the upcoming plus will not be seen as an investment product. So you will be mainly buying for own stay, dedicated to the conveniences and the good locale. But what does it do to those buyers of the PLH? I think I'm a bit serious now because this is a very serious topic. So don't mind me, a bit serious now, yeah? So you already waited for 14 years, the 4 years construction plus the 10 years wait. And now finally you can put your house for sale. And what is going to happen is that the new PLH resale buyers, they have to fulfill the full BTO eligibility before they can buy your place.
No, God!
What do I mean by full BTO eligibility? Because in the HDB website, they do have a clause saying that additional eligibility on the resale PLH buyers is in place before they can buy your HDB. So what do I mean by BTO eligibility? Means that they need to have a SC household and they have an income cap of 14,000 as of 2024. These two criteria is needed for any buyers that is looking at your resale PLH. So these are the only category of buyers that can buy your resale house. And you are already excluding one big group of buyers that might be cash rich to buy a place, which is the PR household. Okay, as we know, PR household have to wait 3 years when they stay in Singapore before they can buy a resale HDB. So excluding this group of buyer will affect your resale value. I would say so because setting an income cap for resale HDB buyers will only limit the amount they can borrow and the amount they can afford for the resale HDB. So a 14k income can barely borrow a 1 million loan as of today. Imagine a PLH overlooking Sentosa. You want to sell a 1.5 million or even the 2 million for the bigger units. Were you able to sell at that price? So meaning to say, if the loan is only capped at 1 million with the income cap for the BTO eligibility, the buyer have to fork out $1 million to buy your HDB. Think about it for a second. Does it make sense? For a 1 million down, you are able to buy even 2 private condos, maybe the reflection beside a BTO. So it's a little bit weird for buyers to fork out that kind of cash to buy a resale PLH, especially if it's going to be a HDB at the end of the day. So to me, this can be one of the biggest deal breaker for resale buyers to buy your PLH because of the additional COV that is on top of their loan. We haven't talked about HDB valuation, we just talked about loan itself. So please take note of this, especially this is very important. If the loan is not enough for your future buyers, likely it will be a biggest deterrent before they can take any action. Okay, let me recap on the 4 deal breaker I mentioned so far. The first one is the 10 years MOP. So it's not only about the wait, it's about the opportunity cost that you are going to miss during the 10 years wait. The second one will be the 6% clawback that you need to pay when you sell your HDB, not when you buy the next one. So number 3, the rentability of your unit. You are not able to rent out the whole house even after the 10 years MOP wait. So number 4, for your future resale buyers, have to fulfill the full BTO eligibility before they can purchase your unit. So this will deter a lot of categories, especially those high income PR household. So what is the number 5th one that can literally nail this to the coffin? Okay, are you ready? So for the 5th deal breaker reason is that for the future PLH buyers, resale buyers I mean, they will inherit whatever you have, except the subsidy clawback when they buy your PLH house. So meaning to say, after the 10 years wait, when you get to sell, the new resale PLH buyers, they will have to fulfill 10 years MOP. They were not able to rent out the whole house even after 10 years wait, same as you. And they will only be able to sell to those buyers that fulfill the BTO eligibility in the future. So think about it. For these restrictions of the future buyers, will the buyers still buy your house? Or at least at the price that you're commanding? So remember, the subsidy clawback is the one that hit your profit the most. So how much will you want to sell your PLH in the future with all these restrictions in place? So this is only my 2 cents again, and I'm just trying to illustrate the severity of you pulling the trigger. The income is hovering and already going to exceed 14K. So what can you buy other than BTO or private condo? There is an in-between sandwich product called an executive condo that I will break it down why you should buy one, especially today in the next video. So do subscribe before this video is out. Okay, so now we can relax a bit. So who can buy PLH? In my opinion, definitely not the young couples, because if you plan to duplicate your asset after your first pot of gold, okay, I would rather you go for the normal BTOs. Okay, remember, not even the plus models that is coming up this year, October. Okay, and the reason is the wait is a little too long, especially within the 10 years. When the opportunity comes, you are stuck. Your names are stuck in the HDB that you own. Okay, a lot of my buyers recently, they already told me 5 years MOP is already too long. Imagine you need to wait the full 10 years. Yeah. So that being said, I would rather you take the BTO to condo or EC to condo route, whereby you can go ahead and duplicate your portfolio during the prime years of your life, which is the 30s and 40s. And if you get to retire, the PLH, I believe there will still be stock for you to buy. Or even if you want to buy the resale PLH to retire, I believe that will be a sensible option because the location will be very convenient. So all in all, it's not to deter anybody to buy PLH at the moment. So don't fault me if that hits you or you already buy one already. But this is to showcase to the new or buyers that is considering to buy, what are the pitfalls that you should look out for before you take the plunge. So hopefully this video has added value to you and for your home selection. So if you want more insights on other things that other than BTO or PLH, you can DM me in the description. So if you fancy the condo launch or the EC launch that's coming up in the East, so click on this video, it will show you more.